Magandang gabi sa ating lahat. Ngayong araw ay patuloy nating pag-aaralan ang kabutihan ng Panginoon lalo sa kanyang unchanging goodness in prayer. So, ang talata o ang topic natin sa gabing ito is experiencing God's unchanging goodness in prayer. So, ang talata natin ngayon is Psalm chapter 86 verse 15. So, sabi dito, "But you, Lord, are compassionate and gracious God, slow to anger, abounding in love and faithfulness." So in the heartfelt words of Psalm chapter 86 verse 15, we find the profound revelation of God's character, a character that becomes the foundation of our prayer life and our entire Christian journey. So let's delve into the wisdom of this verse and explore how it shapes our approach to prayer and our experience of God's enduring goodness. So ngayong gabi, ang tuturuan natin ay prayer should contain worship and adoration. So Psalm chapter 86 verse 15 invites us into a posture of worship and adoration. So as we approach the throne of grace, our prayers are not merely requests, they are an opportunity to lift our hearts in reverence and awe before the compassionate and gracious God who invites us into His presence. So next is God's character is unchanging. So amidst the uncertainties of life, we find solace in unchanging nature of God. His compassion, grace, patience, love, and faithfulness remain steadfast. In our ever-changing world, God's character is a rock on which we can confidently anchor our prayers' lives. Christian life means experiencing God's character. So to be a follower of Christ is to immerse ourselves in the experience of God's character. It's not just head knowledge, it's a heart encounter. So as we journey in faith, we have the privilege of witnessing and participating in the living reality of God's compassionate and gracious nature. So ano yung application natin? So first is start your prayer with adoration. So begin your prayers with adoration. Before presenting your request, take a moment to acknowledge and worship the God whose character is compassionate, gracious, slow to anger, abounding in love and faithfulness. So center your heart on who He is before seeking what He can do. Next is hold to God's unchanging character. So in the midst of life's uncertainties, anchor yourself to the unchanging character of God. So when challenges arise, remind yourself of the compassion, grace, and faithfulness that define His nature. So let this assurance bring peace and stability to your heart. Lastly is ask for more of God's goodness. So as you pray, don't hesitate to ask for an increased experience of God's goodness. Request a deeper understanding of His compassion, a fuller measure of His grace, and a heightened awareness of His abounding love. So God delights in pouring out His goodness on those who seek Him. So in closing, let us approach our prayer life with a deep sense of awe, acknowledging the changing goodness of our God. So may our prayers be infused with worship, our lives anchored in His character, and in our hearts continually seeking more of His abundant goodness.